Despite months of preparation, the committee's proposal was dismissed as blank and lacking practical value. When faced with a single blank question like this one, the first thing we'll do is read the full sentence and try to get a general sense of its meaning, even with the missing word. Then, before looking at the choices, we'll try filling in the blank with our own word based on the context. Finally, we'll compare our word with our choices to see which one matches best. With that in mind, let's take a closer look at our sentence. We see that despite months of preparation, the committee's proposal was dismissed. The sentence then tells us why it was dismissed. It was considered something and lacking practical value. If something lacks practical value, it's probably being labeled as shallow, empty, or not meaningful enough. With this in mind, we might say the proposal was dismissed as superficial or shallow. Now that we have our placeholder, let's take a look at our choices. A. Innovative. Innovative means new or creative, usually referring to ideas that bring something fresh to the table. You can see the connection to words like novel or novice, both tied to the idea of something new. This doesn't fit with our sentence. As a generally positive adjective, if the proposal had been considered innovative, it likely wouldn't have been dismissed for lacking practical value. Because this doesn't align with our context, we can mark this choice off. B. Superficial. This lines up perfectly with the meaning we arrived at earlier. Something superficial is shallow or surface level. You might notice the super at the beginning, which often means above or on top of, like in Superman or superimpose. That gives us a hint that superficial has to do with only staying on the surface, not going deeper. And if a proposal was dismissed for lacking practical value, describing it as superficial would make complete sense. This being the case, this is likely our answer, but let's take a look at our remaining choices just to be sure. C. Rigorous. Rigorous means thorough, careful, and exact. It's related to the word rigid, which suggests stiffness or strictness, and that sense of strict, demanding standards carries over into rigorous. This is the opposite of what we're looking for. If the proposal had been rigorous, it probably would not have been dismissed for lacking practical value. This choice can be marked off. D. Exhaustive. Exhaustive means extremely thorough or covering every detail. It's connected to the word exhaust in the sense of using something up completely, which fits the idea of covering every possible angle until nothing is left out. Similar to rigorous, it doesn't match our context. A proposal that is exhaustive wouldn't normally be dismissed for being shallow or lacking in value. We can mark this choice off as well. And E. Laudable. Laudable means deserving praise or admiration. It comes from the same root as applaud, which can help us remember that laudable has to do with something you'd want to praise or clap for. If the proposal had been laudable, it wouldn't have been dismissed at all. As this doesn't fit with the tone or the reason given in our sentence, we can mark this choice off, and we can go ahead and mark our original answer, choice B, as our final answer.